What's going on, family? Bliss up! This is Theodore Helvavir, aka Big Teddy, and I want to welcome you back to the More Than Just Surviving Life podcast. So first and most importantly, before we get started today, I want to say thank you for the response that has been had by the listeners to the show. So many people have tuned in, so many people have downloaded, so many people are streaming. It's really a lot more than was expected, but everything is definitely appreciated. So I want to thank you for that. Second, I just want to let you guys know that, as I've mentioned before, this podcast is brought to you by the HOH Collective. And what's most important for us is being in touch with you guys, hearing from you guys. We want to know what our people care about, what you're thinking about, what you want to talk about, what you want to hear more of. And so there's so many different ways to contact us. You can reach us at hohcollective@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter and IG at HOH_LLC. And that's for Twitter and IG. Also on IG, we have Quotes of a Duke. So it's legit, just QUOTES of OFADUKE. And what that is our IG page where we take quotes, samples from the book, and we post those into daily affirmations and like really dope IG pics, inspirationals, motivationals, so you can go there to get that. And we also have a Tumblr, and that's HOHcollective/tumblr.com, and those are all the different ways to reach us. And the dope thing about that is that we are working on a project right now for another podcast that we're going to be doing, and it's Ask a Duke. So if you have questions or advice or answers that you're looking for, and you're looking for somewhere to get them, you're looking for somebody that's got a little bit of wisdom for you, a little bit of game, send them our way. It doesn't matter what you're talking about. We're talking about everything. We want to answer your questions. We want to know what you're thinking, what you're feeling, politics, sex, life, whatever. Send it our way. We got you covered. You can send that to any of the aforementioned addresses that we just dropped in the beginning. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Let's go, right? So today's podcast, we're going to steal from Nike a little bit, is just do it. What are we talking about? Okay, so one of the number one questions or number one issues that I encounter on a regular basis when people are talking to me, they're like, okay, I agree with the things that you say. I like the things you say. I can tell you believe them. I want to believe them. I want to be better. But how do I change? How do I get better? I've been this way my whole life. My family's been this way my whole life. Everyone I know is like this. I'm going to tell you very seriously, I get it. I get it. On that, Nikki, like I really do get it. One of the hardest things in the world is to go against the grain. And I'm going to be real with you. In a lot of situations, there's a level of separation that starts to happen because you spend so long around people that you don't always know that you think or feel differently. And then when something wakes you up and you start to think or feel differently, it separates you a little bit from everybody else. It separates you from the norm and what's the standard. And that can be a very scary thing, okay? I'm going to share a piece of honesty with you, a piece of truth. And this is very important. And whether you realize it or not, whether you accept it or not, doesn't change the fact that this universal truth applies to all of us in many different cases. It is easier to do what's familiar than it is to do what's new, even if what's new is better for you. Run that back. It is easier to do what's familiar than it is to do what's new, even when what's new is better for you. This applies to relationships, life, depression, work, everything. People will stay in a situation that's comfortable and familiar, even if it's killing them, rather than approach or touch that fear of change. So how do we get past this? How do we get past this big wall that's surrounding our lives? Just do it. Marcus Aurelius, right? I don't know if all of you guys know who Marcus Aurelius is, but Marcus Aurelius is the dude from Gladiator. And for us that know a little bit more, Marcus Aurelius was one of the, what they call 4 chief Roman emperors, right? And he was a proponent of Stoicism. And Stoicism is the belief in the following, that, you're gonna toss your heart to the side, you're gonna focus on your head, and you're gonna master yourself. And that's what we talk about a lot here at the HOH Collective and in the More Than Just Surviving Life. In terms of the book and the group, it's about mastery of self, not expecting others to be until you become. And when you become, you no longer need to expect others to do anything. You do what you need to do and the world follows suit in the way it will. Okay? So that's what Stoicism is. Marcus Aurelius said, waste no time thinking about what a good man is, simply be one. This is my advice to you as well. You want to start eating healthier? Start eating healthier. This is the topic, right? That the advice is going to be almost completely different from all the rest of the advice, because a lot of the advice that we give is thinking better so that you feel better. How am I thinking? How am I approaching this? What's my mindset? This is the one topic where I can honestly say and honestly tell you, think less, talk less, do. Do. The only thing that matters when it comes to this is action. Change only comes about via action. That's personally, that's politically, them popping peas, in every aspect of life. Change only comes about through action. You hear me? You feel me? I hope you do. You must, because you're back here with me. I'm being 100% real with you, okay? And the thing to remember about this is I never talk to you guys. I never speak to you about anything I haven't experienced, anything I haven't dealt with, anything I haven't lived, okay? So I'm telling you as a motivator, I'm telling you as an inspirer, as a doer, as a builder, I have personally overcome these obstacles. I spent a long time not knowing what I was or who I wanted to be or where I was going. But I'm telling you, once I figured those things out, once I found that place, the only way to get there was one step at a time. Nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody's going to give it to you. It's not going to get any easier. Bruce Lee, another quote that I love that we toss out in the book is a Bruce Lee quote, right? Don't pray for it to get easier. Pray for the strength to get better. Life doesn't get easier. It never gets easier for anyone, no matter who you are. You get better at dealing with it. You get better at handling it. You get better at adapting to it. I have a blessing and a curse, right? And my blessing and my curse is anything that doesn't kill me cannot hurt me a second time. And I've been through some raw stuff that I really have no desire to experience again. But I'm telling you, whether it's emotional, physical, anything that does not kill me cannot hurt me a second time. Because you're learning, you're moving forward, all right? So we're just doing it, right? Like I said, we're taking from Nike. Do it. It doesn't matter how well you do it. I'm telling you, when it comes to this podcast, this is a discussion I've had so many times. When it came to writing the book, this is the discussion I've had. All of these projects, right? Well, nah, the sound's not right. Or no, I'll say I don't know if this chapter is good. No, none of that. You think yourself into a funk, into a position, into this place where things never happen. And one of the most difficult places to do that and to change that mindset, okay, is not actually that doubt window that you've always lived in. It's in the transition space. Okay? Because when you're in the transition space and you're moving towards becoming a doer, you're very afraid of the new things that you're walking into. And if you fail, you're like, nope, this was a major setback. I shouldn't even have did it. And it's so easy to relapse into that comfort zone and to fall back into what you know and what's familiar. But the only way to get past that wall is doing. You have to take the first action. You have to take the first step. Consistency comes later. We'll build on that. We'll come back to that. You can't establish consistency if you're not doing. And you got to do with conviction. I've never seen you do that before. When did you start liking that on your food? You don't stop eating hot sauce because niggas have never seen you eat hot sauce. Nah, dog, this is me. I'm trying something new. I'm learning new things. I'm growing as a person. People treat growth and change like it's a cancer. Like, oh, well, I don't know. I've never seen you do that, so I don't feel comfortable. Well, that's your problem. That's not mine. That's your problem. That's not mine. I'm going to keep doing. I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep changing. I'm going to keep learning so that I can become better, so that I can become smarter, so that I can become stronger. You have to do. That's the only way. Okay? You don't learn, you don't experience, you don't grow until you start moving forward. And it's going to be a one-step process. I don't know how I feel about the gym. Ray, we had that conversation too. You can't find out how you feel about the gym or your workout environment until you take that first step. Oh, you feel big, you feel out of shape, and everybody there's super cut. Dog, you don't get there until you start working out. Everyone starts at zero. Goose egg. It is up to you to move past that. Okay? So we're bringing all of these pieces that we've been talking about together. You're learning, right? Your mindset is changing. We're growing. We're becoming inspired. We're looking for reasons, right? Okay, we found this. Yes, let's do it. I'm going to go walk today. I'm going to wake up earlier tomorrow. I'm going to eat healthy today. I'm going to ask for a raise today. That's a big one. That's a big one. I'm just saying, big fella, that's a big one. But if you're feeling it, go for it. Don't stop yourself. I'm telling you, you can't know until you take that first step. The closed mouth don't get fed. That's what the yin yang tends taught me. I'm just saying, I use that quote all the time. Speak on it. It doesn't matter what that first step is, what that action is. And I'm going to tell you honestly, I'm going to be real with you because we're real about everything. That first day, that first step is always the hardest. But if you can make it past that, the opportunities that are open to you are endless. The things you have it in you to become, the things you are capable of achieving and reaching and doing and inspiring others towards. I didn't start here. No one starts here. But you have to begin somewhere. And that's another thing that we have to get rid of, okay? That mindset of, oh, if it's not on 10, if it's not presentable, if it's not a finished product, then I can't take it to people. They're not going to like it. They're not going to respect it. Bro, I'm telling you, seriously, fuck what they think. This is not about anyone else. And this is also what the just do it mindset is about. You know, stop talking. Stop talking. Forget all the words. It's about actions. Actions speak louder than words, they say, right? The end of the road is learning to come to a place where our words and our actions match. But you have doubters. You have haters. You have people that don't believe in you. Shit, you're one of them. You know how you shut everybody up? Do it. Do it. Hit them with that concrete. Hit them with that proof. Instant satisfaction, not gratification, okay? It's a process. It's a process. But I tell you what, I'm an author. That book is solid. I tell you what, I'm a broadcaster. I'm a podcaster. I'm a motivational speaker. I do it. So no matter how anybody feels about these things that I believe in, these things that I do, I'm doing them. I've done them. I have concrete proof and evidence. What can you take away from me? What can you tell me? Okay, I told you at the beginning of this series we were going to talk about Hove, right? Already Home. One of my favorite Jay-Z tracks is Already Home. And first we're going to give you a Hove quote, right? And then we'll jump into what I love so much about that track. So Hove was doing an interview and he said people love to tell you what you can't do, what you aren't going to be successful at. They put their fears for them and for you on you. Hope said, I never let anybody tell me what I'm not going to do, what I can't do. He said, people say you can't do that. You mean you can't do that? I'm already doing it. And this is the tone of Already Home. Everybody want to tell you how to do it. They never did it. How can you give me advice on something? How can you talk to me about something? How can you teach me or advise me against something that you have no experience with. And I've always had a distaste for people like that and mentalities like that. It's like people that write books about children and child rearing and have never had kids or never raised children. So you have no experience with kids, but you know everything? Get out of my face, bro. This is like the judges for me at the Olympics when it comes to gymnastics. Not a single one of these people sitting at those tables can do what any of these young men and women on the floor do so effortlessly. Okay? These are people that start out walking, move to running, and then fly. And go through all these different formations. And the people judging them, just like in real life, have never even made the attempt to accomplish what these people have achieved. What have you, use a coach? You spent your whole, have you done though? So what are you telling me? And this is not to say that you can't learn. You can learn anything from anyone, even if it's what not to do. But never let someone judge you. Never let someone define your actions who hasn't walked in your shoes. I'm telling you, as people of color, we come from backgrounds and communities that are based in disbelief. We come from backgrounds and communities that are based in you can't and you shouldn't because it won't work anyway. So there's no shame in thinking those things or feeling those things, because chances are you have a lot of experience hearing those things. But something else that we talk about here at the HOH Collective is learning to separate the truth from the lie. If someone has never attempted to do what you've done, if someone is not capable of doing the things you do, then how do you let them discourage you from achieving what you're already working on or walking towards? You hear me? And it's not to say that these people are always necessarily toxic or that they're trying to be hurtful or harmful. Sometimes a lot of the worst advice comes from a place of love. You need to learn to filter what's right for you through other people's desires for you. How do you do that? You do it. You do it. If you've built up these experiences that you haven't had based on fear, how do you get past them? You can't, because you don't have any experiences to compare them with. The only thing that's going to let you know if something is right or wrong for you, if something is achievable for you, is doing it. Okay? And it's not to say that the path is going to be perfect every time, but you can't find the right one until you start walking down the wrong one. And that's real talk, no cut. Okay? Everything I say to you guys, everything I share with you comes from a place of experience. Everything I say to you guys, everything I share with you is said in love. This is about change. This is about growth. This is about us doing better together. That's all I want for me. That's all I want for us. That's all I want for you. So I'm asking you, I'm begging you, I'm telling you, do it. Do it. What one thing, think about it. Before we close out, think about it. What one thing have you really been wanting to start? Have you really been wanting to do? Maybe it's a failed New Year's resolution. Maybe it's somebody you want to holler at and you need to shoot your shot. Okay? Maybe it's you want to get started writing letters. Maybe you want to get started saving money. Do it. Think of one thing. By the time we reach the end of this, and you don't got to tell it to me. You don't have to tell it to anybody. You can keep it to you. Just do it. I finally reached a place where if I say something is going to happen, it happens. But you know what had to happen first? A lot of not telling people anything. The people in my life were surprised for a very long time because I realized what used to be the case was, if I told people I was going to do something, it didn't happen. But if I quietly made a decision to myself that I'm going to achieve this, I'm going to accomplish this, I smashed it. Okay? And part of that was when you talk to people and tell them what's going on, you can't do it for validation because a lot of people aren't believing. A lot of people don't believe in them. How they going to believe in you? You got to be real quiet and walk with a big ass stick. Okay? And that is my advice for the day. Just do it, guys. Family. You already know what it is. If you're not screaming free Pimp C, what is you saying? All right? We're back in this. We're going to continue to be in this every single day. Well, not every day. Twice a week. But you can listen as often as you want. And that's my last heads up. New episodes drop every Wednesday and Friday. Thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing with me. Thank you for being here. I believe in you. I love you. We got this. We can do this. We're going to smash this. Just do it. Bless up, family.
Well, did we count my name? They have in the street like this. We make video every time. We count money every time. We be flexing them. We be flexing. Get more again.